What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Life Advice with Hunter. This is the show where I read questions from viewers just like you and then give you some advice on whatever is going on in your life. If you want to submit your own questions, you can do so by going to the Google form found in the description and join our Discord while you're down there. There's a link for that too. But I have a head cold today, so we are enjoying some Halo 3 while I read the question today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and read that. Okay, so I feel like I'm in an odd situation. Maybe not that odd, but it's the first time I'm going through this. Real as fuck, dude. It's the first time we're all doing this, right? It's our first life. So I've been in a relationship with what I think is my soulmate, and I feel like I'm definitely ready for this relationship, but I'm not sure if she's ready. She has lots of trauma from past relationships, and I fear I could possibly be a rebound. I would like to know what your thoughts are, and should I keep fighting for us, or should I be smarter and give up while I'm ahead? I do love this girl, might not take what you say and run with it, but I do need an outside opinion. Thank you. All right, this is a good one. I like this question. My answer kind of depends on a couple different factors. How old are both of you and how long is this relationship? Because here's my thing, right? I'm going to read through this language here, but I'm assuming this is one of your first relationships, and I'm going to assume you're relatively younger and that you guys might not be together for that long. And that's not a bad thing to have the outlook that I want this girl to be my soulmate, all this great stuff. But the truth of the matter is, man, is that if this is still a relatively young relationship like it sounds like it is, then I don't think that you should view this as a soulmate, right? And this is sort of the rule that I run by. You don't really get to know somebody for the first 4 months of a relationship. There's a rule in psychology basically known as the 4-month rule. And basically how the 4-month rule goes is that after 4 months, that's basically the limit where people can stop faking their personalities around you. I make this clear to all my friends, to everybody in my life, that if you are seeing somebody, you're dating a guy or girl, it doesn't matter, and you need to wait to see what they're like after that first 4-month period to decide what you want to do. And I do mean this because everybody that you talk to is going to change after those first 4 months. It doesn't matter if they're faking their personality. Doesn't matter if you wake up. It doesn't fucking matter why. But let me give you a little bit of insight, right? Today, you're saying that this girl is perfect. There's nothing wrong with her. She's amazing. Deep down, she is great. She probably is a great person. But in a couple months, you're going to wake up and realize that she has a fault or two. And that's not anything against her. Literally, everybody in our lives have faults. I have faults. You have faults. We have all those faults, right? I say right too much. That's one of my faults. But everybody has different faults in their life, and you're not going to realize it, especially if you're a man, because you are going through the puppy love stage right now by the sounds of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That part of the stage of the relationship is relatively pretty fun. You guys are probably having sex all the time and there's no arguments and all that, right? It's a great time to be alive as a teenager. I won't lie to you, right? It's a great period. But there's going to be a time where you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that this person has problems, because we all have a problem or two. And it sounds like you do realize that. And the reason why is because you mentioned here that you feel like you're ready, but you don't know if she's ready. Why do you feel like that, right? Now, I understand that you're worried about being a rebound, but has she said anything to make you feel like you're a rebound? Because I don't think that you want to be the rebound guy. You really don't want to be. And same with girls. Don't be the fucking rebound girl for that fucking guy, all right? Just because he seems nice, he might have some deeper motives down there, all right? Don't fucking waste your time with a stupid guy that just is looking for sex and just looking for a rebound. I've talked about that a lot in this series where I don't really believe in that. And I stand by those views to this day, all right? I do. It's not like some religious thing for me, like where I'm saying you need to wait until marriage, but I don't think that hookup culture is good for society. I really don't. And rebounds, they suck, right? I've been the victim of rebounds, especially when I was in high school. There was a period after my first major relationship, my first major breakup, is I started, just trying to date anybody, you know what I mean? Because I was trying to deal with my emotions, and a lot of the times I would find girls that weren't really ready, Neither of us were, because we were both like 16, 15, whatever the fuck. And we're experimenting, figuring out what life and love is. And for me, I would find that there was girls that I would talk to, girls that I would meet, where it was clearly they were stringing me along because I was somebody that was nice. I was somebody that was willing to listen to their problems. And you shouldn't be that in a relationship. You should listen to your partner's problems, and you guys should talk about those problems, but you shouldn't made to be feel like it's your responsibility. At the end of the day, you are not responsible for your partner's mental well-being. You're not, all right? A partnership is meant to be a partnership. It's not meant to be one-sided. It's not meant to be this thing where you have to be the one carrying the work. And it sounds like you might be. So I want you to really think about this. I want you to think, am I the one that's carrying conversations? Am I the one that's having to plan everything? Am I the one that has to really be the guy, right? And if you're the one being the guy, then yeah, I think that you might want to end the relationship. And that's not me trying to be negative or to bring you down and make you feel like that there's no hope or there's no love for me. Is that, yeah, I would say maybe get out while you're ahead, because here's the thing. If you're relatively new into this relationship and you're having these feelings and these thoughts that she is using you as a rebound, then yeah, fucking get out of there, brother. Because the truth of the matter is that it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you tell yourself, I'm fine with this just being a rebound. I'm fine with knowing that this won't end in the way that I want it to end. It's going to hurt, it's going to hurt. And any single guy that has been through something like this will tell you that it hurts. Because a lot of us, and you, my friend, are one of the good ones, because you're not looking for just a quick fuck and a leave. You know what I mean? I know you're not. I can tell that you're not by your wording here, right? And that's good. You shouldn't want to strive for that, especially when you're young. I don't really believe in it, And so from that perspective, you're doing great. But yeah, I think that you might want to get out while you're ahead. And I would sit down and have a real genuine conversation with her and be like, look, I want to help you through this. I understand that you've been through a lot in your past relationships, and I'm here to help you. You need to make that clear to her. Let her know, like, hey, I'm here for you, and I'm always here if you need to talk. I'm always here to help you through that. And if she's willing to let you in and she's willing to sort of like open up her heart and be honest about how she's feeling, then yeah. But look, if she's constantly talking about her ex-boyfriend, I'm going to be real. You're going to get a text one night and 6 months from now, her saying, oh, sorry, I'm not coming home tonight. All right. I'm going to be honest with you. That probably might be in your future by the sounds of it. All right. And look, guys do the same shit. All right. I cannot tell you how many times I've sat there with a friend that is dealing with a breakup. And the next thing you know, he's like, by the way, I texted her. Brother, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? But I don't want you to be that guy, because hurt people take advantage of people that aren't hurt. And and guys do the same thing. I always say that because I don't want people to get this misconstrued that I'm like, talking about girls specifically. I'm talking about everybody. There are going to be moments in your life where hurt people or people that have had a shitty life want to make other people feel bad. Right? It's the same reason why most child predators tend to be abused when they were children. It's the same reason why cheaters have been cheated on. Right? It's this reality where sometimes we don't adapt to our situations and we give in to the demons. We give in to certain situations that are going on in our lives that affect us for the rest of our life. And instead of learning from them, we learned that we need to make the same pain felt on somebody else. And you can't do that. You can't. And, so yeah, I would sit down and have a conversation, be with her and be like, hey, look, I really do love you, and I want this to be something special, but I need to know that you want the same thing from me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know that this is what you want. And make that clear to her, because if she's willing to try, then yeah, give it a shot. But do not be one of these guys that puts in every single ounce of effort into the relationship that you're not getting back. Don't be that guy, right? Because it sucks to be that guy. You're going to emotionally feel hurt by the end of it, and it's going to drain, right? Because right now you feel like, I'm here to help her. I am here to be that man to pick up the pieces that some other guy fucked up. And fuck that guy. Let me be clear. Fuck that guy, right? But here's what's going to happen. In 6 months, you're going to wake up and realize, fuck, I hate this. I'm not happy. And then you guys are going to break up in the end, and then it's going to suck for both of you, because she's been dependent off of you, and you've been dependent off of your own emotions. And you just can't do that. You can't. So relationship needs to be 50-50. So make sure that you're both willing to do that is the big piece of advice. But yeah, I might want to get out while you're ahead. Talk to her first. Figure out, what does she want in this relationship? Is she willing to work as hard as you are for the relationship? If she's not, then yeah, fuck it, dude. Don't fucking waste your time. Just get out of there. And be honest with her. Tell her how you're feeling. If she gets angry at you for being open and being concerned about this being a rebound, then once again, fucking leave her. She's already thinking about it. People get defensive when you call them out on their shit. And if she's already, if she gets angry when you tell her that I'm a little concerned about this aspect of our relationship, and she gets angry about that, dude, block her number and don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like just don't. I don't think that you should waste your time with somebody that doesn't have the same goals or energy as you. And that's something that a lot of young people take a long time to figure out in their relationships, is that they don't realize is that, that there is a point of finding somebody that you connect with. You need to find somebody that has similar goals to you. And somebody that thinks ideologically like you. You can't be in a relationship with someone that completely disagrees with you. Let's just pretend for a second. I'm not saying this about you. Let's just pretend for a second you're like some hard right-wing conservative. You're not going to date somebody that's on the far left, even if you share the same interests, because it's going to come to issues down the road, and it's going to change how you both view life. But anyways, that's my real big piece of advice for you today, man. And thank you for reaching out. And as always, if you want to reach out and get your question on the show, feel free to leave it in the comments. Find our Google form link in the description, or join our Discord. Those are 3 places where you can do it. Or if you want, you can message me on social media, whatever. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. I am out. Peace.